I didn't know this was not a Caveman's Call song when I wrote it. But this was the tip of the spear. That this song, told all of us real quick that it was time for me to find my own smaller space I could take bigger risks in than a 10-year career with these friends who we built so much together. And so they kind of launched off and kept that going. I kind of launched in my little boat over here and kind of did my thing, and grateful that we all figured that out at the time and remained close through all that. I remember we were talking about that like I was a little church plant. That's what I recall, and just a super progressive little church, I guess. I don't really know. I'm not sure. Jury's out, but so here we go. And this is probably, what's great is what's fun about. I have learned over my years of writing songs, being the person who writes them, if anybody knows what they're about, it's probably me. And I don't. And I, as it turns out, I don't. I have no idea what some of these songs are about. I thought they were about something, and then they wind up being about all kind of other things. And I over time, I realize, and so where I'm at this point, I learned this great phrase when I was kind of came out of my evangelicalism about a decade ago. I learned this great phrase. It's one of my favorite things to say now. I don't think I said it during those first 35 or so years. In my opinion, just love it. I love that. I love that phrase. I never said that before when I was evangelical. Everything I said was, well, if you have a problem with it, is there a byline here? Right there. You just argue with that. It's not. You're not mad at me. You're mad at. You're arguing with the word of the Lord or whatever. So these aren't my opinions. In my opinion, there is maybe no fixed meaning in anything, actually. Maybe we assign meaning in real time to everything. Which is not to say it's not meaningful. It is, of course it is. It's deeply meaningful, everything. I just think that we assign that meaning, which makes it subjective, yes. That's how I've experienced my own songs. And so some of these songs, man, you write them, you think you know what they're about, and then you spend time with them over years, and it's like digging in the back of your closet, and you get that jacket back on to see if it still fits, or does it feel weird, or I wore this, and it's like you see how it feels, and that's how songs are. I like playing old songs, see how they feel. What I will say, as if this is not clear enough already, any performance of a song is not an endorsement of its content, obviously. Because any healthy person, any growing, evolving, learning, healthy person is coming into new information, having new experiences, thinking new thoughts over time, revising opinions. And so that's what I'm doing. And I work hard at it. And you got to be willing to contradict yourself in public. You got to be willing to be a public, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a public hypocrite. You have to be a professional hypocrite. There it is. I found it. Which is what I am. I'm a professional. I do it for a living. And but I love covering this young man's songs. This younger man who, with the information he had, looked at the world, described it for us. I think he did a fine job, an honest job. I cover his songs sometimes, and here's one. And I'm grateful for it. And it was on She Must and Shall Go Free. The song's called Wedding. If you could love me as a wife, and for my wedding gift your life, should that be all I'll ever need, or is there more I'm looking for? And should I read between the lines and look for blessings in disguise to make me handsome, rich and wise? Is that really what you want? 'Cause I am a whore, I do confess, put you on like a wedding dress, and I run down the aisle, I run down the you